Scheme. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic today. I'm Mysticle, and I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. So as usual, you have chapters down below to skip to any specific part of this video that you might be most interested in, and with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so first of all, we have something that I myself am super excited for. When Meta revealed Orion during Connect, it was already a mind blower to me. These are their first standalone-ish smart glasses. Actually AR though. Many people's minds were blown when trying these out. It turns out that they may or may not actually be entirely standalone because they have a little puck that the glasses wirelessly connect to do their computing. That's still much better than a wire if you ask me though. A lot of people were very interested to know what the operating system on these Orion glasses actually looks like. And, well, Meta showcased it to us. So here we go. While Orion itself won't become a product, as the company admits it can't be practically mass-produced, Meta does plan to eventually release AR glasses that build on our R&D efforts with Orion, though with a narrower field of view. We already knew this. Orion's just a prototype. It's just something Meta is using to build up to actually releasing consumer-based AR glasses. But as part of the Orion effort, Meta says it put together a prototype operating system, including user interface and key apps, in the months leading up to the Connect reveal. The new video shows off this interface, as well as some of those apps. To Meta's credit, the video appears to show the field of view cutting off realistically, and most virtual interfaces and objects as translucent, reflecting the limitations of the display system. It's interesting to note, however, that despite being less than 20 seconds, Meta's new video seems to show at least 6 separate app launcher main menu interfaces. This could suggest that some are concepts, or just that the company is experimenting with multiple approaches. This is super interesting to see something like this. I absolutely love seeing prototype interfaces like this, especially since Meta's interface itself has been ridiculed quite a bit throughout the years. Now we see them experimenting with even more interfaces. Let me know down below what you think about this, and which one of these would you like to see possibly expand onto Quest, as we know they're doing a massive overhaul of that as well, which still hasn't arrived to me in V17. What Meta also seems to be working on though is virtual reality for education. Now, this isn't the first time Meta has dabbled in education, and I myself actually think that virtual and augmented reality could be incredible tools for the education system. Actually being able to show people what you're talking about instead of just talking about it and reading about it in a book could seriously help a lot of people learn. For example, and this is a very generic scenario, I know, but you're talking about the dinosaurs. I mean, that's quite a difficult thing to imagine, you know, how large these things were and what they looked like. I mean, yeah, you've got pictures, but that's about it. Being able to actually show someone, you know, a dinosaur right there in front of them, well, you would be able to see the scale, you would be able to see what it looked like, and you would no longer have to imagine it or, you know, kind of virtualize it from a piece of paper. You would be able to actually see it. Meta for Education has launched in beta to over a dozen universities and colleges in the US and the UK. Meta first teased an education program for Quest headsets in May. It didn't name it at the time. Meta previously said the program will allow teachers, trainers, and administrators to access a range of education-specific apps and features, and make it possible for them to manage multiple Quest devices at once, without the need for each device in a classroom or training environment to be updated and prepared individually. The offering seems somewhat similar to the Quest for Business platform Meta launched late last year, which allows mass management, updating, and app management for Quest headsets. The Meta for Education beta program includes, and you've got this long list of universities that we will not read through because it would take up half the video. Meta says these institutions will provide feedback on the program before its full launch. And in its announcement blog post, the company includes a number of quotes from the beta program participants. So there you guys go. I think it's really, really cool that Meta has finally launched a beta program for this. And yeah, betas are important. You need to gather information from your users before you launch to a wider market. Because if you launch to a wider market and things appear broken or things don't work the way you would want them to, well, that could have those other universities move away from VR entirely after having a bad experience. Now, I'm not saying that would necessarily happen, but it is a possibility. It's why companies have beta programs to begin with. And when you're running in beta, you're basically aware of the fact that you will have bugs, you will have issues, and you just have to deal with that. So yeah, very, very happy that Meta is experimenting with this, and I am seriously hoping to see this actually roll out and work out in the future. Now onto something that is actually out now, the Beat Saber Monstercat Mixtape. Monstercat was one of the first mixtapes to come out on Quest. Well, now the Monstercat Mixtape 2 adds 12 new paid tracks to Beat Saber, and it's out today on all platforms. Collaborating once again with the Canadian electronic music label, the latest Beat Saber DLC is now live. As the name implies, this isn't the first time we've seen Monstercat teaming up with Beat Saber for DLC. Back in 2019, the original Monstercat Music Pack Volume 1 introduced the rhythm game's first ever paid DLC with 10 songs, and this latest mixtape adds a dedicated new environment. So these are the tracks that you should be able to find in the brand new Monstercat Music Pack, and in case you guys play Beat Saber, in case you like the first music pack, well, you might want to check this one out. Super happy to see Beat Saber once again adding new tracks to its library, and yeah. Talking about music, the Weeknd's Apple Immersive Music Experience launches on Thursday. The experience was originally announced at WWDC 2024 as one of the plethora of Apple immersive videos coming to the Apple Vision Pro. Apple says the music experience will have you journey alongside the Weeknd through a surreal, haunting cityscape in this electrifying sonic voyage. Now that is a bunch of just really large words that I still don't know what it's about. Maybe I'm just stupid. Immersive video seems to be Apple's key focus for the post-launch Vision Pro content. The Weeknd's music experience is arriving 1 month after the first Apple immersive video short film, Submerged. I myself don't have an Apple Vision Pro to test this on, but when I do get my hands on one, these immersive videos are definitely something that I have on my mind, as Apple seems to be basically one of the only companies here focusing on something like this. We don't really see much of this on Meta at all. We've had a few games and interactive experiences create something like a storyline in VR, and that was really cool, but it's not been Meta itself. I'm still waiting on a way to record spatial video on Android. Maybe then I could experience at least something half like this. But yeah, again, really cool to see someone actually working on these immersive videos, because I don't get to see much of it. Something we do see quite a bit more of though, coming out recently, are smart glasses, as we now have news that Apple might be working on a pair for
2027.
Xiaomi reportedly has also partnered with another company to chase success of the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Now, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I would actually love a pair of Xiaomi smart glasses. I'm a big fan of Xiaomi products. They're one of the only remaining line of devices that allow me to unlock the bootloader and just completely remove Xiaomi's software and install something of my own, which doesn't happen very often anymore. Some companies will allow you to unlock the bootloader, whatever, this isn't a video about bootloaders. Xiaomi makes everything from phones and vacuum cleaners, there it is, to massage guns and even electric cars. Oh yeah, they have actually made that really nice looking electric car now. Now, according to a report from Chinese media, 36KR, Xiaomi may be developing a device that goes toe-to-toe with Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Xiaomi, if you want to sponsor me and send me a pair of these, I'm all in. The report maintains Xiaomi is planning to launch a new generation of AI-assisted smart glasses. I'm gonna say Guaratech, okay, just because the other one doesn't really sit right with me. The China-based ODM behind a bevy of XR parts, reference designs, and finished white label hardware. The rumored Xiaomi smart glasses are set to fully benchmark against Meta Ray-Bans, which includes AI functions, integrated speakers, and camera modules. Notably, Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses aren't officially available in China. So it does look like to me that they might be trying to attack that market in China where the Meta Ray-Bans aren't being sold. We've seen companies do this before, and I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if Xiaomi decided to jump onto that bandwagon. Citing insider sources, the report maintains the device is slated to arrive in Q2 2025. Okay, so rather soon actually, with 36KR noting it may launch in time for the Mi Fan Festival, which is typically held in April to mark Xiaomi's founding anniversary. The report further maintains Xiaomi co-founder Lei Yun expects to ship more than 300,000 units. To be fair, if they are stylish and if they are priced at a reasonable price, then I wouldn't be surprised if that was accurate. Xiaomi has dabbled in XR hardware in the past, although it hasn't really entered full force. The Chinese tech giant hyped a widely reported AR glasses prototype at Mobile World Congress in 2023. A year prior, the company launched a pair of smart glasses called the Mia Glasses Camera, which, like the now defunct Google Glass, the company featured a single heads-up display. Now, I myself am actually not a large fan of these companies releasing single heads-up display devices, simply because I don't actually see that very well on my right eye. basically at all, and most of these devices had a single heads-up display on your right eye, meaning I couldn't use them whatsoever, even if I wanted to. That, and none of them were apparently that good to begin with. Talking about things that are good, bHaptics. This is a company whose vest I've used for quite some time. I actually purchased this vest myself, wasn't sent it. They're lucky though, because I really like the product. bHaptics' new TacSuit Pro and TacSuit Air are cheaper than their predecessors, and the new Tact sleeve is significantly lighter than the Tactosi was. In case you're unfamiliar for whatever reason, bHaptics makes haptics vest for virtual reality. You can pair them with your computer or even Quest device and feel the virtual reality title that you are playing. It's really, really cool, and although they use vibration motors, which aren't going to feel 100% realistic, the feeling is definitely there. And I personally do feel a lot more immersed in the title than if I wasn't wearing it. That being said, me seeing them making it actually lighter is really cool because the thing was actually quite heavy. The new TacSuit Pro replaces the old TacSuit X40. It actually has fewer vibration points, 32 instead of 40, but is $30 cheaper at $500. It has 1.5 hours extra battery life for a total of 13.5 hours. The TacSuit Pro also features a new physical dial on the front with a ring of colored LEDs, which controls the intensity of the haptics and lets you toggle haptics on or off with a press. And as we all know, more RGB equals more FPS. So it's really good that they added that RGB dial in the front, because I think I would be incredibly upset without it. That being said though, it's nice to see them actually adding a toggle to the device in the front. Previously, the toggle would be on the back and you could either turn it on or turn it off. It's also interesting to see them actually add fewer vibration points, but they did make it $30 cheaper. It's still super expensive at $500 and is basically only going to be aimed towards VR enthusiasts of like the highest grade. Either way though, very nice, very interesting. Love to see them continue creating these products. And yeah. And finally, I've got some bad news for original PSVR owners that are using it on their PlayStation 5. In case you have the original PlayStation VR but don't have the adapter for your PlayStation 5 yet, well, very soon, you might have to scalp one off eBay or wherever else you get your used stuff from. If you're one of the few remaining PSVR owners looking to use the original 2016 headset on the PlayStation 5, you only have a few more days to request your free PS camera adapter, as Sony is discontinuing the device later this month. Sony released its PlayStation camera adapter for free in 2020 to help bridge the gap for PlayStation VR users looking for a console upgrade to the PlayStation 5, which notably didn't offer full PlayStation VR support out of the box. The PlayStation 5 HD camera that launched alongside the PlayStation 5 can't track the original PlayStation VR headset or PS Move controllers spatially, requiring the additional adapter. Of course, this was nearly 3 years before Sony released the PSVR 2, making the adapter indispensable for playing any VR titles on the PS5. Now Sony says it's discontinuing the free adapter program come November 26th, or until supplies last. I mean, this actually makes perfect sense to me. I'm not gonna spit on Sony here for doing this. Most devices that are old get discontinued sooner rather than later. And I believe the way Sony sees this is if someone wants to play VR on their brand new device, they should just get the PSVR 2. That, and if you have the PlayStation 5 right now and you have the old PSVR, you've probably had the old PSVR for quite some time, or at least that's the assumption I'm making, so you've had more than enough time to actually request a free adapter. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. If you guys like this one, please leave a like. If disliked it, I guess this button works too, but let me know why down below. If you're not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and already down below where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting the channel. You guys are amazing, seriously. Much love. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you to anyone else supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. As usual, if you want me to notify content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your dip my bell, and see you in the next video. Peace. Still working on removing echo entirely. However, quite a bit of it has been removed. We've placed like a bunch of foam panels on the ceiling, which you guys can't see, but trust me, they're there. I'm guessing the floor is a major problem, and this empty wall, and that empty wall. But that's okay, they won't be empty for long. Anyway, we're making things work. It's looking better. Peace.